we'll start in Shavasana unless you want to begin in a seat and then go to your back body. But whether you're in a seat or already in Shavasana, go ahead and just take a moment to adjust so you feel comfortable and supported by the earth. Let your eyes drop closed. Allow your breath to start to smooth and steady out. So every inhale gets really slow and full. And every exhale becomes smooth, steady, and empties out completely. And each breath in grows fuller. Each breath out extends a little bit longer. And through the deepening of your breath, just feel your connection to this moment right here, right now, deepen as well. Just continuing to breathe that slow and full inhale. And smooth, steady, complete exhale. And begin to visualize yourself sitting at a table. And at this table, you get to choose what you bring to it. And what do you bring to this table? And then who would you like to share it with? Go ahead and invite that person into your mind space and into your table space. And just visualize yourself and them sharing this space at the table. You offering whatever it is that you've chosen to offer. And this person that you invited to your table, think about why you've brought them into your awareness. What does this specific person offer you? What do they bring to the table? And as you continue to breathe and to visualize yourself and this person and both of your offerings, also think about and consider what you'd like to be at the table, what you'd like to invite to the table. The table being your life. And allow that answer, if there is one, right, to maybe form your intention for your practice this morning. And if you don't have an answer to that question of what you'd like to invite to your table, what you'd like to call forward, you can also leave that space open and allow an intention, an answer to arise as we move across our mats. Or maybe throughout the rest of your day, something comes to mind. Just allowing that visualization to plant the seed of inviting things in with intention. Also considering what we're offering at. Go ahead and take a deep breath in through your nose. Maybe an open mouth exhale to release. We'll take 2 more breaths like that. So a deep breath in through your nose. Again, inviting in. An open mouth exhale to let go. One more time, breathe in. Think about what you'd like to invite to your table. Your clearing exhale is releasing away anything that holds that back. And then let your lips seal and start to shift into your Ujjayi breath. Is that really intentional inhale and exhale through your nose? If you're not already on your back body, go ahead and find your way to Shavasana. And then start to lengthen out your arms into a full body stretch. Let's take a moment to feel the length from your fingers to your feet. And then start to bring your knees slowly into your body. Take a little rock from side to side, or circle your knees and massage your low back across the earth. And pull your thighs in pretty close as you inhale. And drop your knees over to the left for a gentle twist on your exhale. Take a slow and sweet breath along your right side. Let that breath slowly empty away. And what are we choosing to offer and to extend out to the world? And what are we hoping to call in to receive? You take your time to bring your knees to center and slowly tip your knees over to the right, gentle twist second side. And let this be about creating length through not only your side bodies, but also through the back of your body. And reach your breath into the backs of your lungs. That stretch from the inside out, and as you breathe out, just allow yourself to settle in a little bit deeper to your twist. And we're going to come back to center. This time, keep your knees bent, but place your feet down to the earth, setting up for a bridge pose. Heels stacked right beneath your knees. Begin to root down through your feet and lift through your hips. And take a moment to pull your navel down to your spine. And then to breathe space between your ribcage and your pelvis. So feel your lower half energetically reach forward and feel the upper half of your body energetically reach to the back of your yoga mat. Let your breath get a little bit fuller here. Maybe visualize your breath moving to underneath your body, so to help with that elevation of your hips. And to support your glutes, your hamstrings, and your core that are working pretty hard here. Then take one more breath in. And exhale, slowly start to lower your hips down to the earth. As your hips land, take a little pause here. Just let your knees knock to center. Feel one slow inhale. And one steady exhale. And then let your knees come back to hips distance. Go ahead and pull your belly to your spine and bring your knees into an upside down tabletop. Flex your feet and start to feel your core already light up. Then we're going to start by reaching our hands up towards the sky, palms face in. We're going to start with a traditional dead bug, and then we're going to take a variation. So on your inhale, start to lengthen your left leg forward to a hover and reach your right hand overhead. Navel to spine, slow motion. Exhale everything back to its starting point. So left knee goes to 90 and right hand is the sky. And we're going to do the same side again. So inhale, left leg lengthens, right hand reaches. Front rib stay pulled in. On your exhale, bring everything slowly back to start, trying to isolate your core. And one more like this. Inhale, lengthen with your left leg, reach your right hand overhead. And exhale back to your starting point. Okay. And take your left palm onto your right thigh. And then you're going to press your left palm onto your right thigh as you pull your navel to your spine. So you feel again your core start to light up from that opposing action. Lengthen your left leg up to the sky. Okay, so right knee still in that tabletop, your left hand presses to your right thigh, your left leg and your right arm reach to the ceiling. And start to inhale your left leg to a hover and reach your right hand overhead slow. On your exhale, slowly lift your left leg straight up to the sky. This time, lift your head and shoulders and reach your right fingertips across to your left toes. Continue to push into your right thigh with your left palm. Okay, 2 more. Inhale, start to lower and open. Left leg reaches, right hand reaches. Exhale, push into your right thigh as you slowly lift up and across. And one more time, breath in, lower, open. On your exhale, slowly lift and reach, push into your right thigh. Then release, relax, take a moment between sides. Maybe circle your knees as you breathe through your nose. And go ahead and take an open mouth exhale, let that breath go. We'll bring our knees back to 90 degrees. Reach your hands back to the ceiling. Pull your navel tightly to your spine and start to breathe your right leg forward to a hover and reach your left hand overhead. So starting with our traditional dead bug again. Hug to the midline and then exhale, slow motion. Pull your navel to the earth to bring yourself back to your starting point. And we'll take that 2 more times. So inhale, right leg lengthens, left hand reaches. Front ribs stay knit together. And exhale back to start. One more time. Inhale, right leg forward, left hand reaches, navel to spine. And exhale slowly back to start. Now, we'll take our right palm to press into the top of our left thigh. Use that pressure to create some core connection already. Extend your right leg to the ceiling as you keep your left knee bent. Use your next breath in, start to lower your right leg towards a hover, reach your left hand overhead. Continue the pressure, right palm on left thigh. Exhale, slowly start to lift your right leg to the ceiling, head and shoulders lift. Left fingertips reach towards your right toes, push into your left thigh. And 2 more, inhale, lower and open, press into your left leg. Exhale, slowly lift and reach it, take momentum away. Push into your left thigh. And one more time, inhale, lowers us open. And leading with your sternum, exhale, press, lift, and reach. And then release and relax, take a big breath in. Another clearing exhale, let go. And go ahead and start to rock and roll forward and back until you find your way up to your tabletop pose. As you make your way to all fours, just take a moment to set yourself up. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Go ahead and breathe into your cow shape. Lift your heart, lift your tail, pull your sternum forward. On your exhale, curl to your cat spine. Let your tailbone drop towards the earth. Let your head fall heavy between your biceps. And one more cow shape. Inhale, lift your heart, lift your tail. On your exhale, walk your hands forward and then dive your heart down to the earth, Anahatasana. Hips high, chest low, breathe. Then go ahead and bend at your elbows and bring your hands to prayer, not at the nape of your neck, but over your head. So you might walk your elbows in a little bit closer. Your fingertips are pointing to the sky. You're going to start to press down with your elbows to pull your front ribs together. Energetically hug your elbows to your knees and pull your navel to your spine. To lengthen the crown of your head forward and away. And then take one more moment here. Release your hands forward again. And just push down with your hands to lift back to your tabletop pose. And from your tabletop pose, we're going to take one more kind of shoulder chest opener before we start to find our sun A's. So take your fingertips wide on the outside edges of your yoga mat. Fingertips tented, take a breath in. And your exhale, start to dive your heart down towards the earth. Elbows go wide to stack over your wrists. Heart reaches down to the ground. Squeeze your finger pads so the muscles around your shoulder blades light up. And then pull yourself back up, push the earth away. Find your inhale. On your exhale, dip your right shoulder to the center line and look over to the left. Think shoulders pull away from your ears, elbows stay energetically forward over your wrists. Then slowly inhale up to your center line. And exhale to your second side. Dip your left shoulder and look over to the right. And then inhale up to your center. Your exhale, walk your hands back beneath your shoulders. As you're ready, tuck your toes and hover your knees just above the earth, so in a hovering tabletop pose. As you pull your navel to your spine, energetically hug the heels of your hands to your toes. Press into your hands, into your feet. And take one more breath in. And we're going to exhale up and back, downward facing dog. Send your hips to the sky. And just take a moment here. If you reach one heel towards the earth, then the other. As you breathe into your downward facing dog, think about using your breath in your core to lift the weight energetically out of your wrists. On your next breath in, lift your heels up high. And then exhale, take your right knee to your left tricep. Shift straight forward, right knee crosses underneath. Okay, three-legged dog from there. Send your right leg to the ceiling, big breath in. When your exhale, step your right foot forward to the top of your yoga mat as you breathe out. And drop your left knee down to the earth. Then lift your heart and your hands on your inhale. And on exhale, go ahead and split your arms open, twist to the right. And you can take your left hand to the outside of your right thigh. Keep your right knee moving energetically wide, and then press your left hand into your thigh to twist a little bit deeper. And take your right hand to your low back here. Like our exalted crescent, inhale, reach your left hand to the sky. Keep the twist through your upper body. On your exhalation, you're gonna bring both hands down to the earth to frame your right foot. Lift your back knee and lengthen both of your legs to your cat lunge. On your next in-breath, bend into your right knee and step forward to your forward fold. Left foot meets your right. Now give yourself one breath just to be here. Good. On your next inhale, lift up halfway. Get softness in your knees, weight in the front so your feet extend out. And exhale, forward fold, release. On your inhale, rise all the way to standing Urdhva Hastasana. And then with your exhale, a little softness in your knees. You're going to take your right wrist in front of your left. So palms are going to face forward, right wrist in front of your left. And press your elbows back. Let your shoulders settle out of your ears. Keep your chin parallel to the earth. So that stretch across your chest. Take one more inhale here. On your exhale, goddess to your arms. Let your elbows go wide and then swan dive forward down towards the earth. The bottom will breathe in to take a halfway lift. And exhale to your high plank pose. Plant your hands and step your feet back. The pause for your breath in. And pause for your breath out. And inhale, start to shift forward. Knees up or down, lower all the way to the earth. Feel your shoulders and your elbows stretch energetically back as you lower. At the bottom, we'll untuck our toes. Breathe into a low cobra, lift the back of your heart. And exhale, lower down. Good, inhale into a low or maybe a high cobra this time. You want to lift a little bit taller. And exhale to release. And this time, tighten your fingertips out wide, gecko pose. Inhale, lift your heart through center. Exhale, dip your right shoulder and look to the left. And on your inhale, lift through center again. On your exhale, dip your left shoulder and look to the right. And as you breathe in, lift your heart through the midline. Pull your heart forward on your exhale as you lower to the earth. Hands by your low ribs, upward facing dog. Lengthen your arms, lift your thighs. And use your low belly to pull you up and back to downward facing dog. And from your downward facing dog, inhale, heels lift up. On your exhale, take your left knee to your right tricep underneath your body. Three-legged dog, slowly from your core, pull your left leg to the sky. Use your exhale to step your left foot forward to the top of your yoga mat. You're going to drop your right knee to the earth. Lift your heart in your hands. Try to keep your shoulders stacked right over your hips, right over your right knee. So we're not sinking forward, but drawing a little bit up and back. Split your arms and twist to the left. And then take your right palm to the outside of your left thigh. So you pull your belly in, press your left knee wide, and use it as a leverage to twist a little bit deeper. Take a breath into your back body, and as you exhale, you're gonna bring your left hand to your low back. On your in-breath, exalt your right hand to the sky. Pull your hips back in space, navel to spine. Go ahead and release your hands down to the earth to frame your left foot. Lift your back knee and lengthen both of your legs, cat lunge. As you bend into your front knee, and mindfully step forward, forward fold, Uttanasana. Softness to your knees. Inhale towards your halfway lift to the length from crown to tail. On your exhalation, forward fold. And breathe in, rise all the way to stand, Urdhva Hastasana. On your exhale, a little softness in your knees. Bend at your elbows and take your left wrist in front of your right. Okay, press back with your left wrist. Pull your heart through. And untuck your chin a little bit. Take one more inhale as you open across your heart. Exhale through your goddess arms and into your forward fold, hinge at your hips. And take a halfway lift, extend forward. High plank pose, step your feet back. With your in-breath, shift forward. Exhale, lower all the way to the ground, slow and steady. Untuck your toes. Inhale to a high cobra. Lift your heart. That doesn't feel good. You can always go back to low cobra. Then exhale, pull your heart forward and lower down. Extend your left arm out in line with your left shoulder, so your hand is in line with your shoulder. If you don't have the space, you can goddess your left arm instead. That's going to be a little bit more intense as well. Look to the right, and then kickstand your right toes behind you for a shoulder stretch. Just take one deep breath in. One slow breath out, left temple is on the earth. As you release back to center, slide your hands by your low ribs. Inhale to your high cobra, or again, option for low cobra. You're gonna exhale back to your belly. Reach your right arm out to the right, either long or goddess arm. As you look to the left, kickstand your left toes behind you. Shoulder stretch second side. Your right temple's on the earth as you pause here for one breath. And start to unwind back to center. Hands by your low ribs. This time you're going all the way to upward facing dog. Lengthen your entire front body. And downward facing dog, hips to the sky. With an in-breath, lift your heels up high. Exhale, bend your knees, step or hop to the top, forward fold. Find a halfway lift as you arrive, big breath in. And exhale, release, forward fold. Rise all the way to stand, Urdhva Hastasana. On your exhale, goddess your arms, elbows go wide. Let your hands fall to interlace behind you. Take your right thumb on top of your left. Inhale, open your chest, lift your sternum. Keep the bind if it feels okay and fold forward over your bent knees. Good. Really generously bend through your knees. Inhale, lift up halfway with your bind. Reach your hands back and the crown of your head forward. Strong through your core, and then exhale, forward fold. Release your hands to the earth. Go ahead and step back into your high plank pose. On your in-breath, shift forward. Knees upper or lower, half flare, all the way for your chaturanga. And open your heart up, dog or cobra. We'll exhale to downward facing dog, hips to the sky. And from here, we're gonna inhale our heels up. On your exhale, take your right knee to your left tricep, cross underneath your body. From your core, three-legged dog, right leg lifts. And then bend your knee and open your hip. Relax the weight of your head and squeeze your right glute. And next, inhale, re-extend your right leg long. On your exhale, step your right foot forward to the top of your yoga mat. Dip your left knee just to hover this time, cowl and reach your heart forward and through. Pause here and pull your navel to your spine. Squeeze your left glute by pushing down to the ball mound of your left foot. And reach your left knee energetically towards your left toes as you pull your heart forward. Okay, we're going to start to lengthen our legs into our cat lunge option to flex your right toes to the sky this time. Maybe come high into the ball mound of your left foot. So left heel high, right toes high. Maybe some softness to your right knee. We'll bend into our front knee, do a low lunge, push down to your feet, rise all the way up, high crescent. And just take a moment to settle into your high lunge. And on your inhale, go ahead and lift a little bit higher through your heart and crown. On your exhale, grab your left wrist and tip over to your right. Find a side bend. Try to plug your right thigh bone into your pelvis and breathe length through your left side. And we're going to take a prayer twist, left elbow to the outside of our right thigh. So using that space you just created on your left side, wrap your heart around to your thumbs. Keep the power through your left leg. Press down through all four corners of your right foot. Navel to spine, spread your wings out wide here. Press the back of your left arm into your right leg and hug your right sitting bone towards your inner left thigh. Press to your feet. We're going to rise up to a twisted crescent. This time, open arms. So reach your right hand back and your left hand forward. And on your inhale, exhale, left hand scoops to the ceiling, right hand reaches low. On your exhale, windmill down to a twisted low lunge. So left hand to the earth, right hand to the sky. You still have your twist. You turn your heart open to your right thumb as you breathe in. On your exhale, we're going to sweep all the way around to the left. So bend into your left knee for a side lunge. You're facing the long edge of your yoga mat. Left knee is bent, right leg is long. And from here, spin to the back of your yoga mat all the way to the left. Drop your right knee to the earth. Right palm to the ground, twist your left hand back. Option for twisted monkey to be pull your right heel to your seat. You might catch your right foot with your left hand. Then really prioritize the thigh stretch if you're in your twisted monkey. Shift your hips to your right heel, pull your navel to your spine. Now rotate your heart open to the sky and take one more breath here. And as you release your right leg long, go ahead and bring both hands to the earth. Maybe come to your fingertips and then lift your back knee. Lean your weight into your left foot. Press down with your left foot and airplane your arms beside you. And engage through your belly. You're going to push down with your left foot. Lean forward and fly into your airplane pose. Take a nice big breath in. On your exhale, a little softness in your left knee. Use your core to bring your right leg with you to stand all the way up, one-legged Tadasana. And at the top, goddess your arms, extend your right leg forward. Perhaps the extension of your right leg is optional. Pull your navel to your spine. Keep your right leg, but let your hands fall to interlace behind you. Let's go left thumb on top this time. Hands can rest on your low back or lengthen your arms for your chest expansion bind. And slowly start to fly your right leg back into your airplane legs. So you're in a bound airplane pose. Take an inhale. Bend into your left knee, step into a bound chair pose with your exhale, right foot to the earth. Okay, feel the weight between both feet as you breathe in. Hinge forward with your bind as you breathe out. Maybe keeping your bind, inhale to your half lift. You can always ditch the bind if you need to. On your exhale, fold and release your hands down to the earth. And go ahead and step back into a high plank pose. On your inhale, shift forward. On your exhale, Vinyasa or down dog. Take your chaturanga or just flow up and back to downward dog. And in your down dog, start to breathe in and lift your heels up high. Exhale, left knee to your right tricep. Hug your arms to the midline as you cross your left knee over. Three-legged dog, pulls your left leg to the sky with your breath in. And exhale to bend your knee and open your hip. Now give yourself a full breath here in your half dog. Let's lengthen our left leg on inhale. Step your left foot forward as you exhale. Right knee hovers cow lunge. And now really focus on the front of your right hip here. Let your right knee stay low, so your right knee is just above the earth. Scoot your right knee energetically back to your right toes. Reach your right heel back and squeeze through your right glute. At the same time, pull your heart forward and up. Navel to spine. And start to lengthen both of your legs on your cat one. Maybe flex your left toes up to the ceiling. So dorsiflex your left foot, maybe lift your right heel a little bit taller. Plug your left thigh bone in and back and your right hip forward. From here, as you bend into your front knee, keep your left thigh bone plugged in, high crescent lunge, rise all the way up. Settle into your lunge, just take a moment. Once you have your hips nice and stable, okay, left thigh plugged in, right hip hugged energetically forward, grab onto your right wrist and tip over to the left. Draw your navel to your spine, breathe in and up out of your low back. Then you're going to use the length from the side bend to twist. Prayer twist your right elbow to the outside of your left thigh. Light up your right quadricep as you twist. Turn your heart to your thumbs. The left sitting bone hugs in and left knee goes wide. You can always have your back knee on the earth if you need to. We're going to spread our wings open here. Think about using your right arm against your left thigh as leverage to twist a little bit deeper. You press to your strong feet, open arm twist, lift up as you reach your left hand back, right arm forward. Strong through your right seat, inhale to exalt, right hand reaches to the sky. Keeping the twist in your exhale, reach forward and down into your twisted low lunge. Breathe in one time here. On your exhale, release your left hand to the earth. Begin to turn to the right until your right knee bends for a side lunge. So all 10 toes facing the long edge of your mat, right knee is bent. Take a big breath in. And exhale, rotate to your right so you're facing the top of your yoga mat again. Press down with your feet, lengthen through your spine. As you push through your feet, airplane your arms beside you. And take a breath here in your airplane lunge. Hinge into your right leg and start to fly airplane pose. Bring a little softness to your right knee. Activate your belly a little more and bring your left knee with you to stand. So in your one-legged mountain pose. Now take a moment just to calibrate to your standing balance. Let your shoulders soften out of your ears. Take a nice big breath in. On your exhale, goddess, your arms lengthen through your left leg, feel your left thigh light up. And keep your left leg extended if it is. Let your hands fall to interlace behind you. Let's go right thumb on top this time. Get your elbows towards one another first. And once you have your elbows pulled to center, then maybe lengthen your arms. Bound airplane, send your left leg back. Remember, the bind is optional. Take a breath in. Little softness in your right knee. Place your left foot to a bound chair pose. Use your core to ride your left foot to the earth. Open your heart on inhale. And hinge forward as you exhale. And right away, go ahead and release your bind. Breathe into your halfway lift. Exhale to your high plank pose. Plant your hands and step your feet back. Shift forward when you're ready. Vinyasa or down dog, take your transition. Okay, once you arrive back in down dog, take a deep breath in. Maybe an open mouth exhale out. Inhale, lift your heels up high, final little layer. On your exhale, right knee, left tricep cross underneath. Three-legged dog, lift your right leg to the ceiling, big breath in. Bend your knee and open your hip as you breathe out. Stay or wild thing, option to step your right toes behind you. Micro bend your left elbow as you open your heart to the sky. Active through your legs, your glutes, take a breath in. On your exhale, look forward, use your core and step your right foot to the top of your yoga mat. You can always give it a little boost and help it there. And go ahead and let your left knee drop down. I forgot to do this on the second side, so we're going to take our twisted monkey here. So right hand reaches back. Maybe pull your left heel to your seat. This side stretch is really important for where we're headed, so give it a breath or so. The hips press to your left heel pulls to your hips. The twist in your mid and upper back, your mid and thoracic spine. And then as you release, lift your back knee off the earth. And then go ahead and push through your feet, high crescent lunge. Inhale all the way up. On your exhale, bend your elbows, take your right wrist in front of your left palms facing forward. So just like what we did in our Tadasana. Pull your front ribs in and let your heart lean up to the sky. Let this be like a back bend. But think breathe length. So ribs away from pelvis and exhale, lean back. Take one more inhale here. Your exhale, goddess, your arms, let your elbows open wide. Hinge forward to your airplane hinge. Press down with your right foot, fly into your airplane pose. Start to find some softness to your right knee. Bring your left leg with you to stand, your one-legged mountain pose. Big breath in at the top. And exhale, twist to your left, right hand forward and left hand back. You have the option to take your right hand to the opposite of your left thigh. Gently press thigh and palm together. Try to do so without losing your balance. Strong core. Okay, from here, focus your gaze forward. We're going to move into a dancer pose. So a little softness to your right knee. Left hand's going to catch your left foot. Right hand at the sky or at your heart. Before you tip forward, widen your collarbones across your chest. And kick your left foot into your hand first. Kick up and back, and then maybe start to tip forward from there. But let the kick up and back lead the movement of the shape. And one more breath in. On your exhale, start to release. Just rise up to stand, Urdhva Hastasana, left foot to the earth, both hands to the sky. Your exhale, soft knees, hinge forward. Take a half lift when you're ready. On your exhale, step back to downward facing dog, so just back to downward dog. Breathe in to lift your heels. On your exhale, we'll take a spinal wave forward, so like a cat spine, roll forward all the way to high plank. From your high plank, just to bend your knees, and then cow spine up and back to down dog, so think tailbone scoops up to the sky. And as you find your downward facing dog, inhale, lift your heels. On your exhale, take your left knee to your right tricep. Pull your heart forward. Three-legged dog, inhale your left leg to the ceiling. Bend your knee and open your hip. Stay or wild thing, maybe off your left toes to the earth behind you. As you open across your chest, start to look forward to the top of your yoga mat. We're going to use our strong core to find a low lunge. Use the strength of your belly to step your left foot to the top. Then press down with your feet. High crescent lunge, inhale to rise. And then exhale, just take a moment here. We're going to start to bend our elbows a little bit. Take your left wrist in front of your right this time. Pull your navel to your spine. Get really, really contained through your front body. That core support will help you stay out of your low back. And breathe your ribcage up away from your pelvis. And then if you'd like to, tip back a little bit. You don't have to tip your gaze to the sky. You can just take your elbows back. If it feels safe, you might lift your gaze a little bit and open your throat. And start to goddess your arms beside you. And then hinge forward to your airplane torso. Push down into your left foot. Slide into your airplane pose. So your right toes might drag along the way as you lift up. As you soften through your left knee, use your core to bring your right leg all the way with you to stand. At the top, take a moment. Your gaze can stay forward as you twist to the right, or you can add the rotation of your gaze as well. So right hand back, left hand reaches. Option, take your left hand to the outside of your right thigh. As you hold your right thigh, also use it as leverage to twist a little bit deeper like we were doing in the lunge earlier. And breathe your ribcage up towards the ceiling on your inhale. Dancer's pose on your exhale, right hand to your right foot. Soften through your left knee. Widen your collarbones and hug your thighs to center. The collarbones wide, thighs in. Begin to kick back and up first. Once you have your kick back and up, begin to tip forward. Give yourself space for a breath here. Facing any wobbles. Use your core to pull your heart back up as you place your right foot to the earth. Urdhva Hastasana. Big breath in, reach to the sky. And exhale, soft knees, hinge from your hips to the earth. One more halfway lift, lengthen through your body. On your exhale, bend your knees and have a seat. And then go ahead and lean back and take a couple windshield wipers first here. And then we're gonna move towards a reverse tabletop. So start by just placing your feet to the earth. Fingertips face towards your seat, your hands are beneath your shoulders. Widen your collarbones across your chest. And you might just lift your heart, push into your hands and lift your heart. If you'd like to, press into your feet and lift your hips as well. You have the option to let your head fall back if that feels okay. You can shift a little bit forward and back, opening through your shoulders even more. Take one more breath in. On your exhale, lower your seat to the earth, and then lift your heart in your hands. Send your feet out in front of you. We'll use our heel anchors to lower, so you're gonna flex your feet and drive your heels into the earth using the strength of your core. Reach your hands to the sky. And isometrically hug your heels towards your seat as you breathe in and pull your front ribs to your body. On your exhale, keep your heels anchored and lower all the way to the earth. So your goal is to use your core to press your heels into the earth. Heels can slide a little bit closer as you lower down if you need to keep that connection. And then on the earth, take a big full body stretch with your inhale. And then go ahead and bend your knees, setting up for as if you're going to bridge pose with your exhale. You tip your knees over to the left for fetal pose. So knees are going to tip to the left, roll onto your left side until your left ear rests into your bicep. Reach your right hand for your right foot to find a modified bow shape. Pull your navel way back to your spine, send your tailbone forward energetically, and keep your right heel hugged in close. And then again, think about widening your collarbone, which is like an external rotation with your upper arm. Just one more breath in. On your exhale, we're just going to release. And we'll tip over to our second side to do the same thing. So as you roll through center, drop your knees over to the right, and find your way into fetal pose, second side on your right side. Reach your left hand for your left foot. Pull your navel in, and a slight tuck of your pelvis, which will probably just bring you to neutral. And feel your whole left thigh bone moving back in space. Collarbone open. Breathe. Take one more inhale here. On your exhale, as you release, you're going to roll onto your back body. We're headed into one bridge and then option for wheel pose. So in your bridge pose, when you're ready, push through your feet. Begin to lift through your hips. If you'd like to interlace your hands behind you this time, you can. Maybe tuck your shoulder blades closer together. And then press down to the backs of your arms to help lift your hips a little bit higher. Think about your shoulder blades scooping your sternum to the back of the room. Imaginary block between your thighs. Take one more breath here, lighting up your glutes and your hamstrings. On your exhale, you're going to lower it down. Either just pause in stillness or let your knees knock to center, toes turn in, heels wide. So try to avoid a butterfly shape for a moment. Okay, round two, you can choose to go back to your bridge pose, or you have the opportunity to move to wheel pose next. So wheel is your upward facing bow, Urdhva Dhanurasana. You're moving to wheel pose. The lower body setup is just like bridge. You're going to take your fingertips to face your shoulders. Make sure your elbows are hugged in relatively close. And then maybe you start to push through your feet. And as you lift your hips, you might just come up to the top of your head to start. So using your strong core, push into your hands and feet. Maybe just bring the top of your head to the earth. That way you can adjust the placement of your hands. And then imaginary block between your thighs, elbows hugged in, push the earth away. Let your head relax. Then think about encouraging your heart towards what used to be the back of the room that you're looking at. And your knees reach forward. If you need to, you can come up to your tippy toes as well. Continue to hug to the midline with your legs and reach your knees forward and away. Pull your navel to your spine. Let your head drop back. If you're in a wheel pose, you can lower out whenever you're ready. Same goes for if you're in a bridge pose. Just take your time, go slow. And then as you release, again, pause either in stillness or let your knees knock to center. Lengthen out your breath. Stretching both inhale and exhale a little bit longer. And from your pause, you're going to start to make your way into happy baby pose. So you might just bring your hands to your shins, knees wide. You might want to reach up to your ankles or your feet, see what feels best for you. Shoulders away from ears. You can obviously lengthen one or both legs if that feels right. I know that's a fan favorite usually, so maybe finding extension or movement. You can rock from side to side. But let this pose just be whatever you need in this moment. So creating the counter to all of the heart opening that we've done. Let your hips receive some space. Let your spine just be relaxed on the earth. And start to bring your knees back to center if they're not already there. Just taking a pause. Place your feet down at the earth. Bring the soles of your feet together. Let your knees open wide. You might take one hand to your belly and one hand to your heart. And take a breath in through your nose really slow. And then exhale out of your mouth, let it go. Again, breathe in through your nose, nice and slow. Exhale out of your mouth, let it go. And one more time, deep breath in. And clearing, exhale out. And then you can stay here longer if that feels right for you. Otherwise, you can bring your knees into your chest for a final squeeze. And you might eventually start to lengthen your legs out to your Shavasana. With your arms and your legs just resting on the earth. And allow the weight of your head, shoulders, and hips to become heavy too. Just feel your entire body settle in and down. Let your breath settle you into that support. Every breath out, letting you drop a little bit deeper. And go ahead and let your breath deepen. And feel your exhales lengthen out again. And you can either let your breath settle you into the earth more and more, just continuing to drop deeper and deeper as you have been. Or if you're ready to start to reawaken your body and bring some movement back in, start with your fingers and your toes, your hands and your feet. And perhaps your next in-breath reaches your hands up and overhead to a full body stretch. And then on your exhale, your hands either come to your heart center as you continue to rest on the earth, or slowly start to press your way up to a comfortable seat. And with your eyes closed and your hands at your heart, just take a moment to breathe down into the earth, feel your sits bones root, your back body root, and breathe up towards the crown of your head or towards the sky. Feeling your breath create that space through your body. And in this final moment, you recognize the time and the intention that you devoted to your practice. You acknowledge the energy that you offered to this online community, to this virtual space that we've created, and to the practice, right, that you've been moving through on your own mat, the energy you offered to your own space. And then to honor the ancient roots of this practice that continues to serve us today. We'll take one more deep breath through the nose together. And one more open mouth exhale to release. May yoga offer us a path to compassion. And may our practices serve as our teachers, leading us to live more authentically, love more deeply, and see more clearly each and every day. Thank you so much for waking up early to move with me this morning. And namaste.